Hey everyone, Pat Mesiti here on a Monday afternoon and super excited. Got a very special message today and a little bit personal, and I'm going to try not get fired up as I normally do, but I want, 99.9% of people, 99% of people are absolutely fantastic, great supporters, great standing with us. We're fighting for our freedoms, which we still have not got. We're all facing that dictator, Dan, in November, the election. But occasionally, especially when I do a lot of my marketing online, I get a lot of haters out there and I don't know how else to call them, but a bunch of nutters, numbnuts. A lot of them Christians, I've got to add, who have their heads stuck in the sand. They had their heads stuck in the sand for the past 2 years. They still got their heads stuck in the sand. They're doing nothing about themselves financially to prepare what's about to come, but yet they are obsessed with attacking me or accusing me of being a scam, being this, being that. And quite frankly, honestly, I don't care. Because let me just say this to you. You will never meet a hater doing better than you. And if someone's trying to pull you down to their level, they're already below you. Last week, we had a moron who actually has a website, and I discovered who he is because he is hiding behind his website for so long until I found out who he is, and he decided to show up at my meeting. Well, we dealt with him legally. I don't think he'll ever be doing that again. I won't mention his name and I won't mention the website because I don't want to give it air. Before I get into what I want to say, and I really want you guys to send this out to as many people as you can. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in Brisbane. We have an event at the Marriott Hotel in Brisbane. There is a free ticket to that event. And I'll be bringing with me two outstanding financial freedom fighters. Man, if you think I'm radical, you wait till you hear these guys. They're out there fighting the system. Now, many of you said, Pat, we want you to come to Brisbane, blah, 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 blah. Well, tomorrow's your chance. Tomorrow's your chance. And by the way, this Sunday, we start our rallies in Hervey Bay. I've got people going all over Hervey Bay, letterbox dropping. Please, if you're out there, we need a revival. We're starting this Sunday in Hervey Bay. But tomorrow we're in Brisbane. And then Thursday, I have an event with a student of mine, a lady who fought the system. Listen, when the pandemic hit, she didn't sit there on a rusty-dusty posting, complaining and whining. She went out and did something with herself and has now generated over 1.5 million. And listen to me very carefully. She did it from a standing start with very little money to invest. She's going to be on this coming Thursday. Now, why am I telling you all this? Because I get a lot of people having a go at me with things like this. Let me just read you one that sent me this thing this week. The churches are gone woke. There's a spiritual awakening needed, and our churches are gone cold, and blah blah blah. And it's the last days, and all you talk about is how to make money. Firstly, let me tell you, to these stupid, idiotic, imbecilic people. Number one, it's not all I talk about. If you have a look at all my rants that I've done for the last 2 years, if not longer than that, we've been out there sticking our neck out, trying to fight for freedoms for people like that moronic person that put that post. And I could name them on here, but again, you don't want to give these people any air. My other question is, where have you been? I've been fighting against the woke culture of church for years and years and years and years. I'm the guy that now is not allowed to speak in some churches because I stood against some of the stuff going on in my own former denomination. So where the heck are you people? You think putting up some Facebook post like that? Here's the problem what I find, folks, and you'll agree with this. Most people judge you by their own intentions. So number one, it's not all I talk about. But number two, let me tell you this. Money is important. People say, well, I've got spirituality. I've got God. I don't need money. Try doing that and paying your phone bill. Try paying your energy bill with that. And don't tell me that all you're doing is you're trusting God. Because let me tell you what the Bible says you've got to do. If a man doesn't work, he shouldn't eat. Being in faith doesn't mean you sit at home praying all day. Who are these moronic people? How dumb are they and they still know how to breathe? The Bible says work while there is day. These stupid people. I hope you're not one of them listening to me. And I know many of you aren't. Listen, why do I do what I do? Number one, there is a war out there. There is a spiritual war, an economic war, a political war. And if we don't wake up and if we don't start to stop this super spiritual, Pat, you're worried about money. Don't you understand there's a spiritual issue going on? Are you brainless? Where have you been? Do you listen to my message on Sunday? Number two, there's an economic crisis. And the job system has failed people. Now, if you're using yesterday's methods in today's world, you're not going to have it tomorrow. And I've been saying that since the beginning of the pandemic. I've been telling people, warning them, and everything that I said has come to pass. People still haven't had the mandates reversed. People still. Do you know what? I keep hearing that we've got the lowest unemployment, blah, blah, blah. But you go to most businesses, they're struggling to find workers. Restaurants, you name it, office, everywhere. Even when you call up someone, a call center, they say, because of the current situation, we've got staff shortages. I thought we had jobs galore. The economic system has failed us, and it's failing you. And that's why you've got to do something different. On Thursday, I've got Elspeth Hughes coming on. Elspeth, during the lockdowns in the UK, single mum, lost her job, sound engineer, came across one of the ads, just like many of you do, came across one of the rants like many of you do. Instead of whinging, complaining and moaning, she joined up, got an idea, launched her business in a day, and now, through her little Shopify business, she's financially free. Her financial strategy wasn't hope, wish, pray, and criticize. It was get off your rusty dusty and do something. I digress. Number one, there is a war spiritually. Number two, there is an economic war. Number three, there is an attack on people. Well-meaning, but obviously disorientated, confused people seem to think that I don't know what's going on, that there is a problem of spiritual apathy in the church. But I also know at the same time there's a great awakening happening all over this country. There is great revival happening as well. One of them is going to hit Harvey Bay this Sunday. But somehow these people get obsessed and they think this. They think, well, I'm spiritual and I don't need finances. Who told you you had to choose between being spiritual and being financially free? Who told you that? Why can't you be both? Let me just enlighten some people. Number one, Paul was a businessman. He was a tent maker and a preacher. Let me even shock you further. Jesus, from the time he was 13, was a carpenter. He was a businessman. Most of the disciples were businessmen. And by the way, Jesus had financial support, even from the household of Herod. One lady called Shazza, Mary Magdalene, and others. So please don't go just posting stupid, idiotic stuff about money not being important. Let me tell you what the Bible says. Money answers all things. Let me tell you what the Bible says. The love of money is the root of all evil. And I've discovered there are the greedy broke and the guilty wealthy. Both are wrong. We've got this either or mentality. That's not what the Bible teaches. Let me tell you something about money. Bible teaches, gives you warnings, but we're so hell-bent on the warnings, we forget about the admonitions, which are there, but we forget about the instructions it gives us. We forget what it tells us on how to invest. We forget on what it talks about what belongs to God. Most of these haters that put up stuff, I guarantee you, they don't give a cent to the work of the Lord. Because that's how they do life. You see, the reason why I get up here and promote events is to help people become financially independent. Is there investments people have to make? Of course. An investment of zero gives you a return of zero. Seed, time, and harvest. Everyone wants a harvest but don't want to make any investment. The widow woman said when the prophet came, I have nothing but a bit of flour, a bit of oil. I'm going to make a cake. We're going to eat it. We're going to die. She said she had nothing, but she had something. So it's important that we understand money. Let me also say, why do I do what I do? Because the old system isn't working. And especially if you're of our opinion, they certainly are targeting you. It's your responsibility to become financially independent. It's our responsibility to be spiritually revived. And I can spend time, as I probably have done, criticizing what's wrong rather than trying to build what's right and what brings people to freedom. The next reason is this, I believe it's time to disturb the comfortable and to comfort those that are disturbed. We need right now to be gearing ourselves up spiritually, financially, politically, and also socially. Our woke culture is destroying things only because rather than us being active, rather than us creating financial freedom that can support the work of freedom, we just sit there and criticize. I want you to understand that you don't have to be part of the system. You can be financially free. You can be financially independent. You can help people in need. Now, I know people out there say to me, well, why don't you just give it all away? Because I can't put a good idea in a bad head and get a great result. Secondly, I'm not taught to give everything away. That's not what the Bible says. Thirdly, that which is easily attained is quickly despised. That's why. Fourth, you don't know what I've given away and to whom I've given away. You have no idea. It's just that I didn't give it to you. No, not you, but you know what I'm saying, folks out there, because you're all great, good-minded people. See, these people are so dumb, I'm surprised they still remember how to breathe. But you're not like that. So I want to encourage you guys. I want to encourage you. Tomorrow, Tuesday, 9 a.m. in Brisbane, we'll be there live and in person. Thursday, I have this very special online event, which I want to encourage you all to be part of. In the 1st of December, I have one of the biggest voices in the United States of America that I'm going to be hosting an online event with. There will be hundreds of thousands. He just spent a few days with a former president. You know the one that wants to make America great again. Just spent 4 days with him. And this gentleman is going to be coming to our platform to share the urgency of the hour. That's what we've got coming up. And also to all the haters out there, when's the last time you stuck your hand in your pocket to fight for this country's financial freedom? And don't tell me you don't have any, because you are benefiting right now from all the taxes that myself and every other Australian pays. So while you want to be a keyboard warrior sitting at home eating foot-long Subway sandwiches while the rest of us are out here trying to fight for freedom, you want to have a long, hard think at what you put up online. And I know for many of you might say, Pat, you sound a little upset. Actually, I laugh about it because I have, in a sense, pity for people that think like that. Because obviously, the elevator doesn't go to the top floor. They don't build anything. They don't create anything. They really just want to suck the air out of a room by posting silly comments. And on the other hand, for those of you that are the people that are taking action, doing something to build your lives, I congratulate and I salute you. To those of you that have not compromised, to those of you that have not complied to the systems, medical and other, I salute you. And I want you to continue to fight for our freedoms. I just wanted to come to you and share my heart. I know it's not the most articulate thing I did today, articulate talk I've ever done this year, but I just wanted to come and share with you a little bit what I have to go through every single day, every day. And that's okay. Because let me tell you, when you start upsetting demons, they always make noise. Just remember that. But like Jesus did, we send them to go to the pigs. And we all know what happened there. Anyway, tomorrow in Brisbane, wanting you to join us Thursday with fantastic story of Elspeth. You're going to be so inspired. And she's going to share how you can actually create a lot of money for yourself through Shopify, etc., before Christmas. And she's done this as a special Christmas thing. So I look forward to seeing you. Hey, thanks everybody for your support. Hey, if you didn't check out my message on Reborn yesterday, the spirit of familiarity, why don't you go back on the Facebook and have a look at it? All the links for the event tomorrow and Thursday are in the description up here. I look forward to seeing you. God bless you, everyone.